So, one of the most common mistakes that I see is individuals doing exercises that aren't actually beneficial for them. Maybe there's a standard program or something that they've seen that somebody else did, or maybe something on the internet. But here are a few tips for you to be able to find and implement proper exercises for you at the stage that you're at. What are some things that you should consider in regards to determining those? Hi, my name is Janelle, and I work with individuals in the area of functional training and habit change. And I wanted to give you some information in regards to your exercise routine so that you can make the best out of the time that you spend in the gym or wherever you work out. One of the things that you want to take into consideration for one is what are your goals? For many of my clients that are over the age of 60, one of their goals and most significant goals that I have for them is for them to be able to continue to be independent throughout the time that they're here on this earth, not having to depend on someone else or rely on someone else to do any of the functional things they need to do for life, like being able to get your own groceries, clean your own home, engage in the things that are important to you, like interacting with grandchildren, or maybe some of the activities that you enjoy, like certain sports or going to an amusement park. Well, those are the things that you want to consider first because they're going to help to gear the direction. And so these are things that the body should be able to do. When you're thinking about going to an amusement park or maybe spending time with a loved one, taking a walk, you don't want to feel restricted or afraid, or maybe that you won't be able to actually accomplish those things because of what it takes from the body physically. So that's going to include things like walking. Now, walking is not just walking the way that you're walking, the way that your body just falls into place, but you want to start to learn the mechanics of it. Like what areas do you need to strengthen in order to be able to walk without putting too much stress on unnecessary areas? Oftentimes when we're looking at walking, the individual might say, well, my legs are not strong enough, or I feel like my legs will give out, or maybe it's the breathing part of it. Maybe it's the endurance. And so all of those things are important when it comes to it. So you want to do exercises that are help to improve your endurance. You want to do exercises that allow you to have the flexibility to plant your feet and pick it back up. You want to do exercises that are going to enable your body to be able to hold the load of itself for an extended period of time. And so these are the things that you want to think about. What's going to add endurance? What's going to add strength? And then how do I walk properly? Okay, so those are going to be strengthening exercises, isolations, all of those are important. It's not just I want to improve walking, so I'm just going to walk. No, you need to improve the quadricep muscles. You need to improve the glute muscles, making sure that your hips are flexible enough so that you can actually take the strides you need to take. Maybe there's some additional support that you need for the bottom of your foot. So maybe certain external and internal rotations to keep the flexibility, calf raises, knee raises, walking stairs, isolations for the quadriceps, the hamstring muscles, also stretches for the hamstring so that it doesn't tight up or seize up, and so that you can go and do it again. Stretches for the back, support for the back and the core. This is really important. If your upper body is not properly stabilized, then it's more difficult for you to be able to walk in. So what are some of those exercises or things that you should consider in addition to that? Well, being able to get up off the floor. One of the most common areas of increased or accelerated death is a fall. And so oftentimes, aside from the bones just not being strong enough to hold the person up, or their balance not having enough coordination, they're not able to get up off the floor. Many of individuals that I meet with and I've spoken to, and we consider the idea of getting up off the ground, there's this fear. Well, that fear, that response is telling you that you need to start practicing and doing the proper exercises that are going to enable you to stand up off the floor, so that if you are on the floor and you need to get back up, or if you trip and fall, you can stand back up with confidence. And so walking, and then there's getting up off of the floor. Also, another movement, just being able to turn over and then turn back over. That's something that's typically difficult for individuals as well. One of the other longevity movements or actions that you should be able to take is to be able to hold something. So you want a breakdown or accelerated breakdown, or an indication that the body is not being able to function the way that it was designed just for daily life. Well, you can do exercises where you're squeezing a ball. You can do exercises to where you're holding maybe kettlebells or a weight in your hand as you're walking. All of those things are going to be beneficial. And so those are just a few things that you can use to help determine what exercises you need to do when you're in the gym. And as you notice or realize that as we're talking about these exercises and movements, they're still incorporating the entire body. Walking still requires upper body ability, activation. Being able to hold something, that's going to require upper body strength. And so there's never just a couple of maybe exercises that you've done, when you consider exercising, okay, that means I'm gonna go do bicep curls. No, you need to consider, well, what is efficiently working in my body? What's inefficient at this point? And what do I want to do and be able to do long term? Okay, you all? And remember, don't forget the nutritional aspect because your body can't move, it can't perform a function without the proper energy source, which is going to be whole, high quality organic foods and proper hydration. And then at the same time, it can't heal and recover from the activities, mental and physical stressors that are upon the body. So go ahead and take those steps to keep your body functioning optimally, not just now, but also later. So I hope that was helpful. You all have a good day. Bye bye.